Hello, my name is Lionel. So, in the past sessions of digital marketing, I've spoken to you guys about the various facets of digital marketing: Facebook, Google, affiliates, alliances, referral marketing, etc. In this session, we will discuss about the metrics that you're going to use to evaluate the success of any campaign through any particular channel in the world of digital marketing. So let's say you have one metric called cost per click, and let's say you've got two channels. You get clicks into your website through both these channels, and if the cost per click that you get from channel A is 6 rupees versus cost per click through channel B is 8 rupees, would you say that channel A is better because the cost per click is less and hence you can get more clicks or rather more visits to your website? Is that a, would that be a conclusion? No, that's not true. Then what else is a conclusion? Let's say both these users, rather let's say visits. So visit is basically when anyone comes to your website, you call it as a visit, website or an app. That's a visit. So let's say you have one more case where forget about, let's say you know that cost per click is not the right metric. Then let's look at another metrics called cost, rather not cost, average session duration. So, or rather average visit duration. So once a user comes to your site, how much time does he spend on your site? If that is 5 minutes through channel A versus 4 minutes through channel B, would you say that channel A is a better channel? I don't think so, because eventually what you're looking is users need to come to your site and transact. Let's say you are a site which sells goods or services. Let's say you are an Airbnb which wants to sell accommodations to its customer. So you really don't care if a user, you care, but your eventual goal is not user coming and spending time on your site or other app, but transact, right? So clicks through a particular marketing channel is not your outcome metrics. Time spent on your site is not your primary outcome metric. It can be secondary outcome metric. Then what is your primary outcome metric? The primary outcome metrics is always, so most of the sites, rather the corporations which deal with selling of goods and services, is transactions. That's the primary metric that matters. So in this case, so if there are two channels through which you get transactions, how would you evaluate? So let's say through channel A you get you might be getting 100 visits. Out of those, 3 visits convert or rather they transact. So conversion rate is 3%, and through channel B, out of 100 visits, conversion rate is 4%. So on the face of it, you might say that conversion channel B is better because my conversion rate is higher, but that is not exact. That's one way of looking at it, but there may not be the most accurate way of looking at it, because getting those 100 visits through channel B would have been more expensive than through channel A. So you need to normalize for every rupee that is spent in digital marketing. And once you normalize a metric which is much more important than cost per click or average time visit duration or conversion rate, this is a metric which is much more important and relevant, that is ROAS, what we call it as return on ad spend. So what is this metric? Let's say on channel A you spend totally 100 rupees, right? You spend 100 rupees for digital marketing activities, and users engaged through that particular channel, they come to your site and then they transact, right? And once they transact, they give you revenue. Let's say they give you revenue of $100 through channel A, and total digital marketing expenditure on channel A was $20. So what's the return on average spend? It is 100 upon 20, that is 5. So you spend $20, you got returns of $100. So that's a return on ad spend of 5, right? So that's your that metric takes care of everything. Conversion rate is also a good metric, but this metric normalizes for money spent, like, because you might get more you might get lesser transactions through channel A, but then the average, let's say the average order value of a transaction is 2x that of channel B. So finally you care about revenue. So you'll be getting, even though you might be getting less transaction through channel A, because you're getting more revenue per transaction. That's because your average order value, or what you call as average bill value, is higher. Your ROAS, that is return on ad spend, is much higher through channel A. So eventually, what you care most through your digital marketing activities is ROAS, that is return on ad spend. So that factors in all your uh, all your factors, that is your cost per click, it would factor in your cost per thousand impressions or CPM, it would factor in your conversion rate, as well as it would factor in your average bill value. So a much better metric more than anything else would be return on ad spend. So now what do you, just because through a particular channel you get better return on ad spend, do you put all your money into that channel and cut spends on other channels? That is mostly unlikely. You can do it to some extent, not to complete extent, and that is because there is this factor of scale. So just because you spend 100 rupees in a particular $100 in a particular channel and got $1,000 revenue, doesn't mean if you spend $200 you'll get $2,000 revenue. So there is something called as diminishing margin, diminishing returns, the diminishing marginal utility. So you need to these are very subtle aspects. You need to slightly scale each channel and see at what point uh, does it not exactly break even, or at what point it stops adding value. Let's say you increase your spends, you increase your, at some point you know that after this point, if I increase my spends, my revenue is going to increase very slightly. So severe diminishing marginal utility, or diminishing, the law of diminishing returns clicks in, right? So rather law of diminishing returns kicks in. So at that point you need to stop your marketing activity. So that is the way you optimize for marketing spend through multiple channels. And so this entire activity is, I gave it an example of a website, but even on app it's the same thing. So app, what you do is you spend you spend money for app acquisitions, rather app installations. You really don't care about app installations. What you care is people should install that app. Let's say you get 100 app installs through Facebook. You honestly just don't care about app installs. What you care about is once people install the app, they need to open the app and then they need to transact. Let's say if you're dealing with someone like your company is Airbnb or Expedia, you expect people not just to install your app, you want them to install and then transact, right? So you don't care if through this channel I got 100 app installs and cost per install is $2. That's not an exact output metric. It's very easy to get app installs. What you really need to care is how many of these 100 app installs transact. And so overall, so you look at the metric that is generally looked is CAC, that is cost of acquiring a customer. People look at CPI, that is cost per install. I don't think that's a meaningful metric, because let's say your cost per install through a particular channel is less, but then no one purchases through the channel, so it really doesn't matter, right? So generally the metric that matters here is cost of acquiring a customer. So when a person opens the app is a user, once he transact is a customer. So cost of acquiring a customer through any particular channel of app installation is what you should look at. So that's your CAC. And once a customer is acquired, you generally measure as 90-day or 180-day revenue. So or rather what we call it as LTV revenue. LTV is lifetime value. So generally companies stick to a particular metric based on the frequency of purchase in that industry. So people stick to 6 months, 1 year, and then they say, okay, through this channel in 6 months I got, through a particular user through or a period of 6 months I got X revenue, which is $100, and I spent my cost of acquiring a customer, not cost per install, but cost of acquiring a customer through this channel was $20. So my LTV to CAC ratio is 100 upon 20, that is 5. So this is the normalized metric, and you can use this metric to benchmark multiple channels. Let's say this metric is 5 through Facebook, it is 4 through Google, it is 3 to affiliate, and then you can evaluate and see which channels are performing better, if there is scope to move money from a particular channel from particular channel A to particular channel B, and even in every channel there are multiple campaigns. So can you move money from one campaign to another? So these are the way you're going to evaluate and look at key metrics of digital marketing performance. So Largely remember, the crux is that the two metrics which matter the most in an organization, in an e-commerce company which is into the business of selling goods or services, is customers as well as retention. These are the two metrics that are going to matter the most. So I acquire 100 customers, and out of these 100 customers, how many of them stay with me, rather how many of them do a repeat transaction over a period of 90 days. Let's say out of these 100 people, 50 of them do a repeat transaction over a period of 90 days, and your retention 90-day retention rate is 50%. Companies use different retention metrics. Companies use average M1, M2, M3 retention metrics. Some companies just look at M2 retention metrics and then they follow that metric. They take one metric and they stick to that. Some companies look at a metric called as orders per customer, 90-day orders per customer. Some companies look at a metric called as 180-day orders per customer. Some companies look at repeat subscription rate, or rather renewal rate through a particular channel. So these are the key metrics that are going to matter. So the two metrics that are going to matter, which you need to relentlessly focus, is acquiring customers, not users, customers as well as retaining customers. These are the two metrics that are going to matter the most, and all your activities need to focus on these two metrics. Thanks for listening.